Hello, friends. Today we will talk about how to determine which starting hands are best to enter the pot with and which ones you should fold. The importance of positional awareness. If you are new to poker, you may not yet fully grasp the crucial role that table position plays in effective strategy. Table position doesn't refer to your physical seat on the edge or in the middle. Rather, it relates to the dealer button. The player on the button is in the most advantageous position in the game. If I have the dealer button, I bet last. This allows me to assess my opponents. Someone may raise the bet, another may fold their cards. This pre-action information is invaluable. It's why the button is the most profitable position on the table. So, what constitutes a strong starting hand? Broadway cards. Firstly, we look at the so-called Broadway cards. These are the highest ranking cards: 10, Jack, Queen, King, and Ace. For example, hands like Ace Queen or King Jack are considered strong standard playable hands. They offer great potential for making high pairs or effective draws, and they are generally profitable to play. Pocket pairs. The next category of hands you should prioritize are pocket pairs. A pocket pair is when two of a player's private cards, also known as hole cards, are of the same rank. Consider the following scenario. If you have a pair of fours and your opponent has an unpaired combination, such as King Ace, before the community cards are dealt, before the flop, you have already won. You have a ready pair, while your opponent's combination is only potential. When you say get into a game with pocket pairs, like fours, you're much more likely to hit a set. Let's look at an example. In the flop round, cards such as an ace, a king, and a four are dealt. Now your opponent has two pairs. Beginners may think that this is a winning combination, but with a four on the table, we have a set, which is a winning combination over two pairs. To beat your combination, your opponent will need an ace or a king in the next rounds to make a full house. We've looked at an example with small pairs, but if you get a premium pair at the beginning of the game, for example a pair of kings, your chances of winning are even greater. Next, we should consider playing connector cards. Connectors are a starting hand in Texas Hold'em that consists of two cards that are consecutive in rank regardless of their suit. For example, a hand like 5 and 6 offers a high probability of making a straight. Let's look at a scenario where you hold 5 and 6, and the board shows a jack, 4 and 7. In this example, we will get a straight draw. The term draw means that you need a specific card on the next street, turn, or river to complete a strong hand. In our case, we are missing one card 3 or 8 to a straight. That's why connector cards can be valuable starting combinations. While connectors are valuable, suited connectors, such as 9 and 10 of the same suit, are significantly more powerful starting hands. The strength of these cards generally scales with their rank. While a low-end hand like 2-3 suited is playable in specific spots, higher-ranking connectors offer much better realized equity. A hand like 10-9 suited is particularly versatile because it creates dynamic post-flop scenarios. For instance, you might find yourself with a massive draw where you are simultaneously chasing a straight. To do this, you need a jack. Or, to make a flush, you need one card of the heart suit. Consider a scenario where the turn or river delivers the jack of hearts. This card could potentially complete both a straight and a flush. While you may hold a Broadway straight, spanning from the 9 through the king, the flush represents the superior hand in the poker hierarchy. The situation becomes even more compelling when analyzing your opponent's range. If the opponent holds ace-10, they have successfully completed an ace-high straight. However, since your hand has connected with the board to form a flush, you hold the definitive advantage. Even though both players have hit the board with very strong made hands, the flush over straight dynamic ensures you remain the favorite to win the pot. A common question involves the appropriate calling frequency with marginal hands, such as king and 3 offsuit. If you choose to play these hands, they should only comprise a small percentage of your range perhaps 20% to 25% of the time, depending on the table's dynamics and the frequency of the deal. Entering a pot with King 3 is a high variance play. While you might occasionally hit a favorable board or outmaneuver an opponent, your long-term probability of success is much lower compared to holding premium connectors or high card gaps like 8-9 suited or Queen-Jack. Strategically, these stronger holdings offer much better board coverage and a higher likelihood of forming the winning hand. Therefore, if you really want to play more frequently and avoid folding too often, you should at least call with a hand like Queen 8 suited. By doing so, you significantly increase your chances of at least flopping a flush. For example, like this. In this scenario, not only might you hit top pair, but you also pick up a flush draw. You see? A flush draw means you're just one card away from completing your flush, and theoretically, that card may on the next streets. All of this applies to cards that are, well, a little marginal, but in principle, you can still win with them if you play them right. However, generally speaking, it's much better to just be patient, wait for a premium hand, and fold the junk. It's perfectly fine to fold 5 times in a row, or even more. It's not a sign of weakness, it's a sign of discipline. You're simply waiting for the right opportunity to strike.